Hello, my dear students of first, second grade. Today we are going to have the first episode of revision, final revision in our syllabus biology. You remember the trial exam in March, last March. We had some questions. Some of them were multiple choice and others were essay questions that need you to write very small phrases. Let's practice on some of these questions. We have some questions. We start by this one. A typical pedigree, this is a family pedigree. A typical pedigree for a family that carries Fanconi anemia. This is one of the anemia. Types of anemia. Note that carriers are not indicated with shaded shapes in this chart, and F capital for normal individuals and small f for the diseased one. Have a look to the chart. We used to have the family pedigree. The male is indicated by the square and the female is indicated by this circle. So here is a man and wife, number 1 and number 2, married and got 4 kids. Number 3 is shaded like his mother, and number 4 is not. Number 5 is shaded and number 6 is not. And when they grew up, number 6, one of the daughters married another man, number 7, and they got a kid, number 8. So by studying the family pedigree, we can get some information. The head of the question says that capital F for normal individuals, normal or carriers, the carrier individuals, and the shaded ones are diseased. The first part of the question: what are the genotype of individuals, of each of the individuals? 1, 2, 3, 4 is given for us, and 5 and number 6, and 7 as well. So we can deduce the genotype of the parents first. Let's put the genotype of the diseased one. And since this gene is recessive, so the diseased one or the shaded persons must be F small, F small. So 2 homozygous genes, small f and small f, for each shaded persons. And for the number 1, which is not shaded, and it is a carrier, and this man is carrier for the gene, the disease gene. So, and in the same time it is not shaded, so it's not diseased. So it must be capital F because it's not, he is not diseased, and small f because he is carrier. How could we know that he is carrier for the small f gene? By noticing the offspring. Both number 3 and number 5 are diseased. That means each one of them got small f from each parent. We know that number 2 is small f, small f. So the mother gives 1 f for number 3, and the other f got from the father. So, and we bear in mind that he is not diseased, so it must be, the genotype must be capital F, small f. As well as number 4, of course. So number 4, capital F, small f. Number 5, small f, Number 6, what do you think? Yes, it must be capital F, small f. Number 7, married number 6 and got a diseased person, diseased girl. And the diseased girl is small f, small f. So she got f from each parent. That means number 6 and number 7 must be hybrid as well. Okay, so the answer of this question is number 1, capital F, small f. Number 2, small f, small f. Number 3, small f, small f. Number 4, capital F, small f. Number 5, diseased, small f, small f. Number 6 and 7, capital F, small f. So my dear students, we can deduce the genotype of the parents from noticing the genotypes or the cases that appear in their first generation or even in the second generation. So it's very easy. I hope you can answer such questions. Another question, which figure is the most valid to express the karyotype of the human male? Remember the karyotype of male and the female. We define the karyotype is the arrangement of chromosomes descendingly according to their sizes. So number 1 must be the biggest one, and the last one must be the smallest one. But regarding to the 6 genes, if they are put in their order, it must be after number 7. So, but because they are different from other autosomes or other chromosomes, so they are put at the end. So they are number 23. Again, which one of these shapes or these karyotypes represent the human male? Yes, of course, it's number B, because we have 6 chromosomes here, X and Y, and they are arranged descendingly according to the size. So this is the right answer. Another question. Mating took place between a brick red colored ox. Brick red colored ox means the color is brownish red, and many female black cows to get red offspring. Think about this case. Which type of the cases that we studied? Is it complete dominance? Is it lack of dominance? Or multiple alleles or complementary genes? Which one? Of course, it is a lack of dominance, because we have 3 phenotypes. The parents are brick red colored and black colored or white colored. So they are 2 different colors, and the offspring are red. So we have 3 colors. Okay, so these colors are the colors of the parents are brick red color and black or white. We can change this black into white, and the offspring will be red. So these are the 3 phenotypes for one character. This is lack of dominance, and we express the letters of lack of dominance like as you see here, the brick red color, B capital, white cows, W capital, and the offspring will be BW. This is another or third phenotype for the character, and this is lack of dominance. Mating took place between two ornamental sparrows, one with red feathers and the other with yellow feathers. So the parents are red and yellow. They got offspring with orange feathers. Explain this on genetic basis. To answer this question, we have to bear in mind the number of phenotypes, like the previous experiment or the previous example. We have 3 colors for one character. The character is the color of the feathers. So we have the sparrows, one is red and the other one is yellow, and their offspring are orange. That means this orange color is intermediate character between red and yellow. So it is also lack of dominance. Red feathered sparrow with yellow feathered sparrow, R capital, with Y capital, and their offspring will be R capital, Y capital. In this case, we know that in lack of dominance, no gene dominates over the other, and the presence of the 2 genes in the same individual produces a new or third phenotype. Of course, if you want to follow the steps of this problem, you have to write down the gamete for each individual. So the gamete of the red feathered sparrow will be containing 1 R, and the gamete of the yellow feathered sparrow will be Y capital, only Y capital, and the offspring will be RY. The 2 gametes are fused together to produce the offspring, and all of them are RY. They are orange in color, and the ratio is 100%. Another question: when crossing 2 pea flower plants, both of them carry white flowers, 3/5 or 75% of the resulted plants were white flowered, and the other, which are fourth of the number of offspring, were pink flowered. So 3/5 white and 3/4 white and 1/4 pink. What are the genotypes of the parents? We have to explain our answer. My dear students, remember that speaking about the genotypes of this case, and this is complementary genes, and to produce the character or the color of the flowers in the complementary genes, in this case we have the pea flower plants. The color appears only when there is dominant gene from each pair, and this is controlled by 2 pairs of genes, as you know. And to produce the color, or the pink color or the red color in the flowers, there must be 1 dominant gene from each pair, and the 2 pairs are A and B. So there must be capital A and in the same individual capital B to produce the color. Again, the recessive character or the white color appears when one of these 2 pairs are recessive. One of them is recessive, like the A small or B small, even if the other pair of chromosomes is present in dominant state, pure or hybrid. So remember with me that the white genotypes will be capital A, small b, or capital A, small b, or small a, capital B, or small a, capital B, small b, or both genes are recessive, both pairs of genes are recessive, small a, small b. So these are the phenotypes or genotypes of the recessive character. What about the pink flowered plants? They must possess one of these genotypes. The genotypes are capital A, capital B, or capital A, capital B, small b, or capital A, small b, capital B, capital B, or capital A, capital B, small b. So when you put these genotypes in front of you, you can choose which one of them will be represented by each pair. Again, to answer our question, we have white flowered plant. That means one of the pairs of the genes is present in a recessive character, and the white flowered plant in the other hand, we have also one pair is recessive. But regarding to the offspring, we have one pink. So this one pink flowered plant must possess at least one dominant gene from each pair. So we have put one dominant gene in the first individual, the first parent, and another dominant gene in the second parent, because when they are gathered together, capital A from one parent, capital B from the other parent, will produce the pink flowered plant. So these are the genotypes of the parents, and by putting or by determining the gametes, and gametes are fertilized with each other, the first generation will be capital A, capital B, small b. This is the pink one. And the white ones, capital A, small b, small b, small a, capital B, small b, and small b, small b. So we have three white plants, flowered plants, and one is red or pink flowered plant. So the ratio will be 3 white to 1 pink. I hope you can understand this. Another question. The increase of phenylketones in urea, indicated by the abbreviation PKU, is a genetic disease, and it was observed that the people who carry that gene did not show its symptoms by following a special diet. So even if the gene is present, the individuals do not show the symptoms of the disease due to the following the special diet. What do you deduce from these phrases? Which one is correct? The gene causing the disease, PKU, is a recessive gene, or the gene causing the disease, PKU, has weak effect on the persons, or following a healthy diet cures all genetic diseases. The last choice, the effect of PKU gene depends on the environmental factors. What do you think of the answer? Which one is correct? Yes, number 4 is correct, because even if the presence of the gene in the individual, but the environmental factors causes the disappearance of its effect. Another question: if a male and a female each has one gene for color blindness got married, what do you expect this case to appear in the offspring? All males, or all females, or half of the males, or all males and females? And the answer is here. We said that the male and the female each has one gene for color blindness. Remember, the female has 2 X chromosomes because this case is 6-linked character. So the gene must be present on the 6 chromosome X and not Y. The female has 2 X chromosomes and she carries one gene for color blindness, or C small, so the other C must be capital. So XC capital, XC small. And the male has just one recessive gene, C small, and it is present on the only X chromosome present in the male, so XC small Y. By getting the gametes, we have the gametes, one gamete with XC capital and the other gamete XC small in the female, and in the male one gamete or one sperm contains XC small and the other sperm contains Y. By carrying out fertilization between the ova and sperms, we will get the probability of their kids, the first generation, XC capital, XC small, and this is a carrier female, XC small, color blind female, XC capital Y, he is healthy, he is not carrier but he is healthy, and the other one XC small Y, color blind male. So what is the answer? All males are diseased or healthy? Of course not, half of them. So half of the males, yes, half of the males are diseased or having color blindness. We have a choice, multiple choice here. The ratio of the second generation individuals resulting from crossing a homozygous tall and purple flowered pea plant with a heterozygous plant of both traits is which of these choices? 9 tall and purple plants, 3 short and white plants, 3 short and white, or 1 short and white. The second choice, 3 tall and purple plants to 1 short and white, 9 tall and purple to 7 short and white. All of the offspring are tall and purple plants. So what do you expect? Yes, this is the answer. 100% of them or all of them are tall and purple plants. And this is because the genotype of the parents are T capital, T capital, P capital, P capital, with T capital, T small, P capital, P small. And the gametes are, for the first parent or the first plant, capital T, P, capital B. And in the second plant, the gametes are capital T, capital P, and capital T, small p. The first filial generation will be capital T, capital T, capital P, capital T, P, like one of the parents, and the other individual will be capital T, capital P, small p. So these are the genotypes of the first generation, and the genotypes of the first generation is similar to their parents. And by carrying out the steps to find out the second generation, we'll get to the same result. So all of the offspring are tall and purple flowered plants. The ability of female birds to lay eggs is a sex-linked trait, or sex-influenced trait, sex-limited trait, or complete dominance. Which of them? What do you think? Laying eggs of the birds, of the female birds, that means this female has the genes for producing eggs and laying eggs, and these genes are limited to the females only, so they appear in the females and not in the males, and that means the answer will be sex-limited traits, because genes are constricted to one sex only due to the differences in sex hormones of each sex. So the female hormones and the female genes cause the appearance of this function or this character in the females and not in the males. Okay, the last question. The following figure describes the karyotype of a human cell. Answer the questions. The first question, what does this karyotype describe, a somatic cell or gamete? Of course, as you notice here, these chromosomes are single chromosomes, not pairs of chromosomes. That means the gamete contains half the number of chromosomes, and this is a gamete. Male or female? Of course, it is female, because as you see, the chromosome O is big and represents the X chromosome. What is the number of autosomes and sex chromosomes in this gamete? Of course, the gamete contains 22 autosomes and 1 sex chromosome, and in the somatic cell, like the skin or any other somatic cell, will be doubled the number, so it contains 44 autosomes and 1 sex chromosomes. So my dear students, I'm so happy to be with you today, and I hope you could benefit from these questions. Try to practice such questions, and I wish you the best until we meet again next time. Goodbye.